The Shepherd's Care. A journey through Psalm 23. Have you ever felt lost in the midst of life's challenges? Have you found yourself standing at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take? Perhaps you've walked through valleys of despair or faced moments of deep uncertainty, and in those times, the weight of the world seemed to press down on you. How do you respond when life feels too heavy to bear? Do you turn to God in your moments of weakness and fear? Psalm 23 invites us to reflect on God's role as our shepherd, the one who leads us, provides for us, and protects us. It is a psalm that reassures us, offering comfort and hope in times of trouble. As you read this psalm, allow the words to sink deeply into your heart. They carry more than just poetic imagery. They carry the life-giving truths of God's faithfulness. How often do we need to remind ourselves of the simple yet profound truth that the Lord is our shepherd? Let's begin by reflecting on the opening words. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Psalm 23, 1. These words might seem familiar, but have you truly grasped their meaning? The Lord, the creator of the universe, the one who holds all things in his hands, is your shepherd. Do you feel the weight of the reality? It is your guide, your protector, your provider. He will not leave you wanting. He knows exactly what you need, and he promises to meet every need according to his riches and glory. Philippians 4:19. When was the last time you acknowledged God as your shepherd and trusted him to provide for you in every situation? He not only provides for our physical needs, but also for our emotional and spiritual well-being. As the psalmist continues, he writes, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters." Psalm 23:2. In a world that never stops moving, how often do you allow yourself to lie down in green pastures, to rest in the stillness of God's presence? God offers you a place of rest and peace, a place where your soul can be renewed and restored. Have you allowed yourself to rest in God's presence today? Have you given yourself permission to stop, to be still, and to listen to his voice? It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, but God is inviting you to pause, to find rest in him. When we find rest in him, he restores our soul. He heals the broken places and brings peace to the troubled areas of our hearts. Have you allowed him to restore you in this way? The psalmist continues, "He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake." Psalm 23:3. Have you ever felt lost, unsure of the next step to take? Have you ever wondered, what is God's will for me? What does he want me to do? God promises to lead you in paths of righteousness. He doesn't leave you to wander aimlessly, but guides you on a path that aligns with his will and his purpose for your life. Are you listening to his voice, following his guidance, and trusting him to lead you in the right direction? As we journey through life, we inevitably face challenges. The psalmist acknowledges this when he says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you're with me." Psalm 23:4. Life's valleys can be dark and frightening. They can be filled with uncertainty, pain, and sorrow. But in those valleys, we are never alone. God's presence is with us, guiding us, protecting us, and comforting us. Do you believe that God is with you, even in the darkest moments? What fear and doubt are you holding on to today? What valley are you walking through? Let this verse remind you that God's presence is greater than any fear, and his comfort is stronger than any pain. It is with you in the valley, and he will bring you through to the other side. Have you given your fears to him, trusting that he will walk with you every step of the way? The psalmist continues, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." Psalm 23:5. This verse speaks of God's abundant provision, even in the midst of adversity. The enemy may surround you, but God prepares a table of blessing before you. He anoints you with his favor, and your cup overflows with his goodness. In the face of opposition, God is not only your protector but your provider. He is more than enough to meet every need. Do you recognize his abundant provision in your life, even when things are difficult? This verse is also a reminder that God's blessings are not just enough, they are abundant. He doesn't just meet our needs, he overflows our cups with his goodness. What blessings have you overlooked in your life today? Have you stopped to recognize the ways God is overflowing your life with goodness, even in the midst of challenges? Finally, the psalm ends with a beautiful declaration of God's faithfulness. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23:6. This is the promise that sustains us, that God's goodness and mercy will follow us all the days of our lives. No matter what happens, His love and favor will never leave us. Have you experienced His goodness and mercy follow in you? As you look ahead to the future, can you trust that His goodness will be with you, and His mercy will never fail you? The ultimate promise of this psalm is that we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. No matter what happens in this life, we have the hope of eternity with Him, experiencing His presence in all its fullness. Do you hold on to this promise with hope? Call to action. If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let them know that God is their shepherd, and He will never leave them. Leave a comment below, saying God is with me, and let's declare together our trust in His unwavering love. Like and share this message with others, and let's spread hope and peace through the power of God's Word.